Hello from Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where today I'm going to be flying Delta's Airbus A330 from here in ATL all the way down to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in economy. I just arrived in on Delta's 737-900ER from Cincinnati. The trip report on that flight is already posted if you would like to go check it out. But for now, I have to navigate the world's busiest airport on my connection, which is not as hard as you'd think it would be. Despite ATL's size, it's arranged in a very nice toaster rack layout, which means that you're never going to spend more than, say, 20 minutes walking to your next plane. And speaking of, here's my plane for today. November 829 November Whiskey is an A330-300 originally delivered new to Delta back in 2016, making it one of the later A330ceos built. And almost as soon as I made it to the gate area, it was already time to begin the boarding process. Once on board, I wasted no time with starting to check out this aircraft's IFE system. Delta offer an excellent IFE across most of their mainline aircraft, including all wide bodies in their fleet, and it's certainly very nice. It features a wide array of movies and TV shows, including many that have only been released in the past few months, which is pretty cool. And, of course, who could forget the My Flight section, which features the flight map, which admittedly is what I usually spend most of my flight looking at. Taking a look at my seat itself, it features all of the amenities you would expect to find on a long-haul aircraft, including a nice folding tray table, a double seat back pocket, which unfortunately does not feature any in-flight literature, a relatively comfortable seat, a pillow and blanket, and a very nice headrest that adjusts on the sides as well as vertically. Before long, though, it was time to begin our pushback and taxi out for departure. Once in flight, flight attendants wasted no time getting started with the onboard meal service. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find the video I took of my food, but it was some sort of chicken dish with rice, and for plain food, it was fine. Even more unfortunately, my IFE decided to stop working. Luckily, the flight attendants went ahead and reset it, but unfortunately this would only be the beginning of my troubles with my IFE. So, while I waited, I took the time to go check out the bathroom, which is not amazing. It's definitely nothing compared to the A350 bathrooms, which I was kind of expecting, having not flown an A330 before, but it's certainly not bad, and features all the amenities you would expect in an aircraft bathroom. Luckily, once I got back to my seat, my IFE was working again, but then, unfortunately, about 10 minutes later, it just stopped working again. After that, I kinda just gave up on it. This was a red-eye flight after all, so I figured I would just try and settle down and get some sleep. When I awoke over the Brazilian capital, flight attendants began passing out a breakfast service featuring a calzone and some yogurt. And, of course, we were treated to some absolutely gorgeous sunrise views. A little while later, flight attendants came around with one last complimentary drink service before we began our initial descent into Rio de Janeiro. And with that, I'd like to welcome you to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where, if you can't tell, it's quite hot. But yeah, in all seriousness, I do apologize about the bad view. Unfortunately, there obviously wasn't really anything I could do about it, but I did try my best to get some footage as we were taxiing into our gate. So with that, I would like to thank you guys so much for watching today's trip report, and if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel, and if you have time, leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. Have you ever flown on Delta's A330 before? If you have, what was your experience like? Be sure to let me know down below, I would love to hear from you. So with that, I hope you guys do have an absolutely incredible rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!